Good afternoon, people. Good afternoon. This is Spirit Journey. Yes, it's been a while since I've been on. Um, yeah, I felt the need to do this live stream. I hope I don't stay too long. I want to make this brief. Um, our rights are being taken away from us. Yeah, I'm um, in the lobby on one of the floors of the building that I live in, and I feel very upset, very, very upset. Let me tell you. Well, my day started off well. I did my morning walk and came back to the building. As I was coming back to the building, uh, the doorman in the building said, "Oh, you have to stop wearing your mask now," something like that. I've been wearing my mask. I have not been wearing my mask uh, for weeks, even though they have a sign that says um, about wearing a mask. So I was waiting to see how far, how long I could go without wearing the mask in my building until someone says something, the management or the staff. And so I initially said, "Oh, okay." And I just kept on going. Um, and I thought about it when I got back in my building. And then went out for lunch, a brunch. And as I was leaving for brunch, and I sat at the cafe to go inside to eat. But when I went to pay my bill, one of the staff in the restaurant said to a customer, um, "Oh, you have to show proof of vaccination before you can eat here," something like that. So I said to the cashier, I said, "I'm sorry, but I just heard someone say about you have to show proof of vaccination before you can eat in here." Were they joking? So they said, "Oh, he just been, messing around." But as of September, it will be enforced. So it will be a requirement, I should say. And that really is really pissing me off. Yes, hello viewer, hello viewer. Yeah, so when they said that, I felt violated. I'm not violated. I feel threatened. I feel very, very threatened. I have to be very careful how I word things here. I might have already said too much. um, so I go back in the building, and did I have my mask on? I may have had my mask when I came back in the building, but I went back in my room and I thought about it. I said, when is this going to stop? First, they're going to tell you got to wear this. Then, oh, okay, now you got to wear 2 masks. Okay, now go back to 1 mask. And even at the VA hospital, at one point, they said, "Oh, you can't wear a cloth mask." Could you get that? Could you believe that? You can't wear a cloth mask. I mean, they want you with that nasty blue mask, that standard blue mask that you see everybody wearing. Have any of you ever um, looked into where those masks are made? I don't know where they're made, but wouldn't it be something if those blue masks that you see everybody wearing, if it's made in that particular country that is under communism, wouldn't that be something? But I thought about it, and I have anger. I'm angry. I feel sad right now and angry because I feel that my rights are more and more being taken away. That it's like bullying. And a couple of days ago, no, it was actually Sunday, I got my first harassment from a bus driver it just had one other person that was coming on board the bus. There was a man that came on first, and then as I went to go on, the bus driver slammed the door in my face. Yeah, good morning, afternoon. Yeah, yeah. So I was very, very angry, and it's like, see, it's this aggression that's coming out right now. This aggression that's being imposed on people, and the only how's it going? And the only distinction between me and the other person was that that other person had the thing like that over the face, and I didn't. And he eventually opens up the door. I step on, and he's making faces at me, shaking his head in anger towards me. He never said a word, though. I never said a word either. And thank God I didn't, because, see, you don't know whether, see, people could lie. And they can say, oh, she threatened me. You know, if you assault, allegedly, you know, if you assault a bus driver in New York City, I think it's considered a felony. It's a high crime. See, they're making laws more and more punishable, the severity of some offenses, okay? So you have to be careful, because anything you do or say could become considered a felony. And he could lie and say, I threatened bodily harm, or I hit him, or whatever. And here he has a mask on. Oops, I didn't mean to say that word. He had something on his face, and those plexiglass shields, so that if someone wants to assault the bus driver, that he's protected. But what about if a passenger is threatened by the bus driver? That bus driver violated my rights. Bullying is a no-no, and to bully a woman, an older woman, you know. So this is what's happening now. People feel like they have the right to show aggression against others if they don't have certain thing on their face. When is it going to stop? They can always impose other things to wear. They can start saying you have to wear things on your head. You have to wear certain type of shoes. You gotta, your body is your rights. So either way, back to my, incident at my apartment building. So I thought about it. I said, I don't like being bullied. I don't like people imposing things on my body. To impose certain things on people, and let's say they have a health condition, you're going to tell me that certain mandates will be imposed even if it's in violation over your well-being. Well, let me tell you something. There's a law called the Nuremberg Laws. The Nuremberg Laws, it's a law that was passed. It's an international law. It's not just a law, but an international law. And the Nuremberg laws came out in after World War II. Because remember, in World War II, you had these scientists and government officials who were imposing laws, unjust laws, over its citizens. And it did experiments. And they were non-consensual laws. And so to prevent the Holocaust from happening again, they're trying to nip it in the bud through exposing countries who impose unjust laws over their citizens' health. And this mandate that they want you to wear is one of those type of laws. You can Google it, the Nuremberg laws. Read them. In fact, I had made a copy of it. Let me see if I could still get it. But either way, so I did go downstairs and talk to the concierge, and I told them that I will not wear the mask. I said, this is against my health and other things, and so I'm letting you know ahead of time I would not be wearing the mask. He said, well, you know, so-and-so, the thing came out on in the email. I said, well, I don't have email. So he printed out, it was nice, he printed me out a copy. Let me read you what it says. It says, okay, it gives, you know, to who, you know, the following people. This is such and such building. COVID protocols are in line with current Centers for Disease Control and New York City Health Department guidelines as follow. Given the current Delta variant surge, face masks should be worn indoors. The guidelines apply to both vaccinated and unvaccinated individuals. Thank you for your cooperation in this important matter. Do you hear the language there that it should be worn? See, they cannot say that it must be worn. See, it's just a suggestion. A suggestion is not a law. A suggestion is a suggestion. So I'm glad that this individual gave me this printout, because it put me more at ease with the vocabulary. See, you got people, you have to look very carefully about the wording of anything you read, that it should be worn, it says, indoors. Should is just an opinion. It's an opinion. And I have an opinion too. A mandate is not a law. Let me repeat that. A mandate is not a law. Only Congress could pass laws in this country of America, and not the CDC, and not the Department of Health in New York City. Not at all. They don't have power to create a law. It's Congress only. And so they try to bully people, like that bus driver. You know, oh, how dare you not wear your, you know, what they said, what they say. This person that shared with me, you know who wear those things on their face? Slaves. Slaves wore those things on their face. It's a sign of subjugation. Subjugation. Who else on this planet wear a sign of subjugation but communist China? Communist China. And I believe that nation is behind all this coercion. What someone wants to do with their own body as it pertains to their health is their business, between them and their own personal physician. It is not anybody else's business. And when an establishment goes and violates your personal rights and asks, oh, do you have such and such? Do you have, you know, did you get the needle? Your health is your business. And it's illegal. I'm not a lawyer either. I'm not a lawyer. But it's my understanding it's illegal to ask for a business to ask you about your health and what your health history is. It's against OSHA. OSHA. O-S-H-A. It's an O-S-H-A. And you can look that up also. It's a violation of OSHA. Okay? Yeah, see, they're trying to see how far they can go through the intimidation, and then the commercials or things on the news about people dying, and the latest one I heard, and again, if the person really did die, you know, my condolences. 15-year-old allegedly got sick for 2 weeks. You know, she's a sports athlete. Now, why did the parents not bring her to the doctor? Why did they wait 2 weeks? But either way, they said that she wasn't feeling well. She's like, had some headache for 2 weeks. And then she just got tested for COVID. And then the next day, she dies. And then the parents saying, oh, well, if I could do things over again, I would insist that, she get the jab in the arm. Do you believe that? Do you believe that that person's family, that's what happened to a 15-year-old healthy girl, no comortalities? It's baloney. It's to make, and it was a black family too. See, they're using these scare tactics to scare black people to get the jab. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. What you want to do with your body is your business. Do what you want to do, what sits right with you. And also, you have a right to know what's in those jab shots. Ask for a copy of what ingredients it has in there and what are the side effects. Also, there's a law called, as I said, the Nuremberg laws. See, when you try to impose unjust laws to your citizens, these laws, the Nuremberg laws, is to protect you. And if it's found that people are in violation of this international law supersedes your local, state, and federal laws. Okay, let me repeat again. The Nuremberg law is an international law, and it supersedes local, state, and federal laws. Anything that imposes, and it's non-consensual experimentation on your body. When you say, okay, we want to give you this shot, okay, let's try another shot now, okay, let's try this mask, okay, let's try the cloth mask, okay, let's try this or that. These are experimentations upon you. And you notice each time it gets more and more and more imposed of the requirements. Now, some places are requiring that you have to have proof of vaccination before you eat in a restaurant. What if my building that I live in starts to say the same thing? You have to have a shot in order to come into your building where you live. It could happen. That could happen. And that's why I said, enough is enough. So I took up the strength, and I had my recording on. And the person I actually wanted to see wasn't there, but the other person. And I spoke, And so you have to document. So he did give me the copy of the letter, and I sent him an email. The person who wrote the email, the guidelines, the mask mandate. And I told them that it's in violation of my personal health, and that it's in violation of the Nuremberg laws. And if you continue to impose these impositions on me or coercions upon me for not adhering to the CDC, that I could file a lawsuit with, as it pertains to the Nuremberg laws. And if you're found guilty of violating the Nuremberg laws, that they could be hanged. The Nuremberg laws, if found guilty, you can be hanged. And that's what I wrote. That's right. That is what I wrote. I said, anybody who tries to bully me or impose wearing this thing on my face, even though it's against my health, that's in violation of the Nuremberg laws. And what was the other thing I said? I said something else. Oh yeah. that to say, well, we're just following our orders, that's no excuse under the law. The Nuremberg laws exposes that because, see, that's what happened in Nazi Germany. Everybody was saying, well, I was just following laws. Well, they can't say that anymore. And I made sure I put that in writing. You can't say I'm just following orders. It's an unjust law. It's an unjust requirement, not law. It's not a law, it's a mandate. That's why you notice with the CDC, it says that it should be worn. See, they know they cannot say it must be worn because, see, it's not a law. And they, again, only Congress could write a law. And even if Congress wrote a law like that, it's in violation of your constitutional rights and against the international Nuremberg laws that supersedes all federal laws in this country. It's international in all these countries. See, they're bullying people, and people are choosing sides. I'm not here to choose. I'm choosing my life, my health, and it's trying to press our buttons. And so they want you to react in a violent way, and then they're hoping that you're going to do something stupid so they could arrest you, so that they could harm you. Think really cool, think calmly, and don't react but respond in a constructive way. Have your device on, camera, whatever, because people could lie on you so that you threaten them and this and that. Yeah, this is my body cam. See that? Yeah, I had my body cam on. I think from now on, I used to wear it all the time, and then I stopped wearing it for a couple of weeks. Well, now I think when I leave my building that I better have it on. Let's say if they try to do a number on me, trying to come back into my building. The people that I work with, the workers here, I get along with very well, very well. But sometimes people get scared and they do something stupid, So have your proof. Have your proof, stay calm. And yeah, it's unfortunate that this has to happen in today's world. Yeah, this is a war over your freedom. This is what modern day slavery is all about. It's about control. Wearing the thing like that is a sign of control over you. How come, if it's so contagious, how come they don't have you wearing something over your eyes? One time I wore a face shield. Oh, that's not enough. You can't have that. You have to have the mask. So you can have the thing coming like that, but a thing coming the whole face is not good enough. That's bad. See, that's how I realize how phony it is. It's phony. And a lot of your leaders, off camera, they're not wearing the mask. They're not wearing the mask. But before they come on camera, they put on their face, and then they do an act. And then when they walk off, they take the off. Okay? So, see, that's how you can tell how phony people are, how phony the system is. And there's something else with the Nuremberg laws, before I forget, before I leave here, that with the Nuremberg laws, you had scientists doing experiments on people. And the Nuremberg laws also says that if the people who are asking you to adhere to whatever, that they have to do the same thing too. Like if it's medicine that they're imposing on you, they have to take it also. And if they are not taking it, you don't have to take it either. So that's like the covering. If they don't wear one, they should not be able to impose it on you. It could be anything, whether it's the covering, certain types of medicines, and anything. Know your rights. Stand your ground. And Let's see what happens. I hope they back off because this is really upsetting to me. Sorry. It's really upsetting to me. It's very sad. I'm very sad right now. Very sad because I love my city. I love New York City. And things are just filthy here. We have rats. We have so many rats here in New York City. I've been getting up very, very early in the morning. Today, yeah, I get up out of the house by like when it's approaching 6 p.m. And I go out with my dogs and I see rats and dead ones all over the park. That's a health crisis. And that is more of a threat than some freaking cold. But dead rats in the street harbor a lot of dangerous pathogens. But there's no outcry with that. None in New York City. They're not even discussing the rat issue in New York City, the garbage issue in New York City. I even saw a couple of weeks ago, it was a swarm of rats on 51st Street and 8th Avenue, a swarm of them. A swarm is more than 2, more than 3, more than 5, more than 10. It was a swarm of them right on the street right next to this garbage thing, the grate. I couldn't believe it. This is an epidemic. Those rats are an epidemic in New York City. But do you hear anything? But they want you to wear a covering in the hot weather. It is boiling up today. Very hot today in the 90s. And it's humid. You know how many people could pass out wearing that thing on their face? What happens if you faint or you hit your head, you get hurt? Are they going to pay your bills? Are they? They're not going to do a damn thing. So really start thinking twice about your health. Your health is the most important thing out there. I don't want to impose on anybody. What someone wants to do with their body is their business. But I have a right to protect my health. If something doesn't feel right to you, ask questions. And if they impose, they're going to also be imposing this thing about the jab to work for any city agency starting in September, this September, 2021. Why? Why? Those jab may have things in it, what they call the spike proteins, that's causing blood clots, all this other stuff. Ask to get a copy of what ingredients is in it. That's your right. That is your right. Okay? So yeah, I see that I've been on for 28 minutes now, and yeah, I'm very sad where America is going. I'm very sad, and I'm scared too. I'm very scared. Yeah, boys, I'm in the hallway right now doing this video. Like, I don't have internet anymore. I terminated service a couple of weeks ago, as I told you guys. I have no more cell phone service, no internet in my apartment, nothing. So I have to go on this floor where they have Wi-Fi. That's how I'm doing this live stream. I really don't want to have to do that. I just felt this was I was compelled to do this live stream, just to let you know what's going on. Yeah, please pray for me, my safety, my dog's safety. People are getting aggressive here because of fear. Just take care of your health. Use common sense. If you're sick, stay at home. And if you're sick, hey, try to get the right treatment. you know. I want to try to find out about the hydrochloroquine. Uh, I was told that, oops, I wasn't supposed to say that word. Oops. Well, either way, I want to find out if any time I ever get sick with that thing, um, where I can get that type of treatment. Yeah. So thank you again for watching this live stream. Um, yeah, take care of your health and everything. I'm I'm just very sad about all this, and yeah, stand your ground. Stand your ground. Stand your ground. That's all I can say. This is a time for standing your ground. 'Cause that's how what happened in Germany. No one said no, and they got really powerful. And when they wanted to say no, it was too late. It was too late. Protect your children. Use common sense, okay? I'm not a doctor. You do what you feel is right for your household, okay? So, peace, love, and joy to you all. Yeah, if I need to send another live stream, then I'll put one up again, okay? Thank you for your support, and take care and have a safe weekend, okay? Bye-bye. Signing off.